I just want to start out by saying, if you want an answer in the end, better be disappointed. There just isn't one. I was an intern in the Korean studios for a year in 2005 for my degree in animation. It wasn't paid, of course. Most internships aren't. But it did have some perks beyond education. To adults, it might not seem like a big one, but most kids at the time would go crazy over it. Now, since I worked directly with the editors and animators, I got to view the new episodes days before they aired. I, I I'll get right into it without giving too much necessary details. They have very, very recently made the SpongeBob movie, and the entire staff was somewhat sapped of creativity, so it took them long to start up the season. But the delay lasted longer for more upsetting reasons. There was a problem with the season 4, series 4 premiere that set everyone and everything back for several months. Me and two other interns were in the editing room, along with the lead animators and sound editors for the final cut. We received a copy that was supposed to be fear of a Krabby Patty, and gathered around the screen to watch. Now, given that it isn't final yet, animators are the mock title card. So, inside joke for us, with only oftentimes blue titles, such as How Sex Doesn't Work instead of Rockabye Bible, uh, when SpongeBob augment Patrick Adult of the Sea Scallop. Not particularly funny, but were clear chuckles. So when we saw title card Squidward Suicide, he didn't know it was more than more of a joke. One turns to a small foot laugh at it. The happy go. Oh, lucky music played as normal. The story began where the Squidward practicing his clarinet, hitting a few sour notes like normal. He heard SpongeBob laughing outside and Squidward sobs, yelling at him to keep it down as he has a concert that night and needs to practice. SpongeBob says, okay, and goes to see Sandy with Patrick. The bubble splash screen comes up, and we see the ending of Squidward's concert. This is where things began to seem off. While playing, a few frames repeat themselves, but the sound doesn't. At this point, sound is synced with the animation, so yes, that's not common. But when it stops playing, the sound finishes as if the skip never happened. There was slight murmuring in the crowd before they began to boo him. Not normal cartoon booing that is common to the show, but you could very clearly hear Mouse in it. Squidward's in full frame and looks visibly afraid. The shot goes to the crowd, with SpongeBob in the center frame. And too, he too is booing, pretty much unlike him. That is, that is an odd thing. So, what is odd is that everyone had hyper realistic eyes, very detailed. Clearly not shot of real people's eyes, but something is a bit more real than CGI. People who read, some of us looked at each other, mostly confused. But since we went to the waiters, we didn't any question to go to the children yet. The shark goes to Squidward on
Would
the
the
edge of his
following
bed.
students please come to the
Look at
office to claim your
there is
prizes from the
Polo.
fair? Gavin Richardson,
A
Emily Smith,
few out
Caden
his
Headley,
portal window.
Lucas
It
Federico,
is
Ashley
of the next
Bauer,
side, so
Kate
it
Scranstrom,
isn't very long after the concert. The
Andy
unsettling part
Reynolds,
is
Jonah
that
Prunkel,
is at this point
and MJ Deschamps. Please come to the office.
there was no sound. Literally no sound. Not even the feedback from the speakers in the room. As if the speakers were turned off. Though that the status showed they were working perfectly. He sat there, blinking, in this silence for about 30 seconds. Then he started to sob. Softly. He put his hands over his eyes and cried quietly for a full minute more. All the while a sound in the background very slowly growing from nothing to barely audible. It sounded like it breezed through a forest. The screen slowly begins to zoom in on his face. But slow, I meant, it's only noticeable if you look at the shots 10 seconds apart side by side. The sobbing gets louder, more for hurt and anger. The screen twitches a bit, as if it twisting on itself, for a split second, then back to normal. The wind went through the trees sound gets slowly louder and more severe, as if the storm is brewing somewhere. The only part is this sound. It's good with sobbing. Sounding real, as if the sound wasn't coming from the speakers, but as if the speakers were holes of sound coming. But the sound was coming through from one side. As good as audio as the studio likes to have, they don't purchase the equipment to be that good to produce sound of that quality. Below the sound and the wind and of the wind and sobbing, very faint, something sounded like laughing. It came at odd intervals. Never lasted more than a second, so you have a hard time pinning it. We watched the show twice, so pardon me if if things sounded too specific, but I've had time to think about them. But after 3 seconds of this, the screen blurred and twitched violently, and something flashed over the screen, if, as if a single frame was replaced. The lead editor, the lead animation editor paused and rewound frame by frame. What we saw was horrible. It was a still photo of a dead child. He couldn't have been more than 6. The face was mangled and blooded, one eye dangling off his upturned face popped. He was naked down to his underpants. His stomach clearly cut open and his internals lay beside him. He was laying on some pavement that was probably a road. The most upsetting part was that there was a shadow of the photographer. There was no crime tape, no evidence tags or markers, and the angle was completely off shot deserved to be evidence. It would seem that the photographer was the person responsible for the child's death. We were, of course, mortified, but pressed on, hoping that it was just a sick joke. The screen flipped back to Squidward, still sobbing, louder than before, and half body in frame. It was now what appeared to be blood running down his face from his eyes. The blood was almost done in a hyper-realistic style, looking as if you touched it, you get blood on your fingers. The wind sounded now as if it were that of a gale blowing through the forest. There was a there was even snapping sounds of branches. The laughter, a deep baritone, lasted a longer than intervals. Air and current more frequent. About after about 20 seconds, the screen again twitched and showed a single frame photo. The editors were reluctant to go back. We all were, but he knew he had to. This time, it was. This time, the photo was that of what had appeared to be a little girl, no older than the first child. She was laying on her stomach, belly at the pool of blood next to her. Her eyes was too pop, all doubt, and pop, naked except for underpants. Her tunnels were piled on top of her above, and a cold cut along her back. Again, the body was all streaked, and the photographer's shadow was visible, very similar in size and shape to the first. I had to choke back vomit and run in turn. The only female in the room ran out. The show resumed. About 5 seconds after the second photo played, Squidward went silent, as did all the sound. Like it was this single, like it was when the scene started. He put his tentacles down, and his eyes were now done in hyperrealism, like the others were in the beginning of this episode. They were bleeding, bloodshot, and pulsating. He stared at the screen as if watching a viewer. After about 10 seconds, he started sobbing. The screen, at the time, not covered in his eyes. The sound was piercing and loud, and most fear inductant of all in his sobbing was mixed with screams. Tears and blood were dripping down his face at the heavy weight. The wind sound came back, so did the deep voice laughing, and this time, still photo lasted for a good 5 frames. The animator was able to stop it on the fourth and backed up. This time, the photo was a boy, about the same age. But this time, the scene was different. The antennas were just being pulled out of a stomach by a large hand. The right eye popped and dangling, blood trickling down. The animator proceeded. It was hard to believe, but the next one was different. But we couldn't tell what. He went on to the next, same thing. He went back to the first and played them. Quickly lost it. I found it on the floor. The, the anime sound editor was gasped at the screen. The 5 frames were not as if they were 5 different photos. They were playing out as if they were frames of a video. We saw the hand slowly lift out the guts. We saw the kid's eyes focus on it. We even see 2 frames of a kid beginning to blink. The lead sound editor told us to stop. He had to call it all the creators to see this. Mr. Hillenberg arrived within about 15 minutes. He was confused as to why he was called down there, so the editors just continued the episode. Once a few frames were shown, all screaming, all sounds again stopped. Squidward just staring at the viewer. Full frame of his face for about 3 seconds. The shot quickly panned out, and that deep voice said, "Do it." And we see in Squidward's hand a shotgun. He immediately puts the shotgun into his mouth and pulls the trigger. Realistic blood and brain matter splatters the wall behind him and his bed, and he flies back with force. The last 5 seconds of this episode shows his body on the bed with one eye dangling on what's left of his head above the floor, staring blankly at it. Then the episode ends. Mr. Hillenberg was obviously angry at this. He demanded to know what the heck was going on. Most people left the room at this point, so it was just a handful of us to watch it again. Viewing the episode twice only serves to imprint the entire eternity of it in my mind and causes me horrible nightmares. I'm sorry I stayed. The only theory we could think was the file was edited by someone in a chain from the drawing studio to here. The CTO was called in to analyze it when it happened. The analysis of the file didn't show it was edited over by new material. However, the timestamp of it was a mere 24 seconds before we began to view it. All equipment involved was examined in time, but everything checked on fine. We don't know what happened, and to this day, nobody does.